happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. You guys can probably already tell it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely going to want to see this one, as it looks like it's finally time for Nancy Pelosi and that J6 committee to pay the piper, as Donald Trump has got them in a full panic following these latest moves he's made. Guys, I'm excited to get into it. So now straight into it, just make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Before we even get into it, you guys, hit that like button, also hit that subscribe button for your boy. And without further ado, let's get straight into it, guys. Check this one out.
So this is January 6th. These are the hostages. Approximately 1,500 for a pardon.
Yes.
Full pardon.
Hostages.
So this is a big one. Anything you want to explain about this? We hope they get them. We hope they come out tonight, frankly. If you're expecting it.
And first off, I just want to applaud the language that Donald Trump actually used in his statement. He did the right thing and called these people hostages. And he's absolutely right for that. That is exactly what they were. Hostages of the deep state, locked up for not what they did, but what they believe. You know, the left is always talking about democracy, but what kind of democracy imprisons people for simply engaging in a protest? It's absolutely horrible. And it's obvious what happened here. These people were pawns in the establishment's sick game to scare people into silence. And you could tell that it was all an intimidation tactic. It was all about sending a message because of how heavy-handed the approach was for people who simply just existed on the day. We're not talking about people who committed violent crimes. We're talking about people who just showed up to protest, essentially being treated like terrorists. And some of these people have been held without trial or sentencing for years. You heard that right, for years. It's been an absolutely horrendous affair, and it flies.
And that's the sick part about it. You know, these J6ers that have been freed, especially those who were non-violent protesters simply exercising their constitutional rights, they should definitely sue these Democrats that, you know, politically imprisoned them. That was just simply not right and a total violation of all of their rights, held without trial for that long. It's insane to see.
In the face of everything we know about the rule of law. You're supposed to be entitled to a fair and expedited trial, but that's not what happened for so many people who got swept up in this whole thing. People's lives were destroyed, and that's been an outrage to witness. And what took place here, in my view, was essentially narrative taking precedent, not only over the truth, but over people's lives. People's lives were destroyed, families were torn apart, all to build up this bogus narrative. While we're celebrating justice prevailing and the bold action that President Trump took, the propagandists at CNN seem to be mourning the loss of control over the narrative.
Thanks, America.
This feels like a betrayal to you.
Oh, I have been betrayed by my, rest assured, I have been betrayed by my country, and I've been betrayed by those that supported Donald Trump. Whether you vote.
Mind you guys, this is one of the, it says he's a former DC police officer. He was probably there on the day, and I'm pretty sure this guy is just a flat out a liar as well. I'm not sure how these folks get off here and get so confidently on the air and speak straight lies. You know, when they know the truth of what happened, they know that Donald Trump is not messing around. Cash Patel, he's got folks in place that are going to get to the bottom of this. If I were involved like, you know, these DC cops and feds were, I would be running for the hills, not doing CNN interviews with Anderson Cooper. I mean, they're asking for it at this point. Look at these folks.
My country, and I've been betrayed by those that supported Donald Trump. Whether you voted for him because he promised these pardons or for some other reason, you knew that this was coming. And here we are.
Oh, the outrage. Obviously, somebody's a little bit upset because he got called mean names by a group of dudes wearing MAGA hats. But you're really going to sit there on CNN and tell us that the January 6th protesters deserve to rot in jail for 4 years without a trial? I mean, come on, that's not justice, that's tyranny. These people were railroaded by a corrupt system. Again, people's lives were ruined just for showing up to a protest. But we're seriously going to have these people continuing to act like January 6th was some sort of apocalypse? Stop it. Get some help.
Stop it. Get some help.
It's time for the leftists to let this one go. You lost the narrative battle. Nobody is buying your crap anymore. We've covered the polling data. January 6th wasn't a violent insurrection led by Donald Trump speeding the beast into the Capitol. It's got to stop, and honestly, that's not just an opinion on the issue, that's sound advice. Because if you leftoids keep beating this dead horse, eventually you're going to tarnish your image more than it already is. And I think Scott Jennings made that point quite succinctly on CNN. Take a look.
I would just humbly and respectfully submit to you all that if this is the conversation you intend to have, and the script you intend to read for the next 4 years, you are going to continue to get politically punished by the American people who are desperate to look into the future and not continue to wring hands about the only person. I'm sorry.
The only person who brought this.
And just listen to the reaction. When the truth gets laid out, this is the same among all these left-wing loonies. You try to bring a little bit of reason, a little, logical reasoning to the table. Listen how they react. They're so frantic. They're all emotional. It's because they don't want to hear the truth. They know the truth. They just don't want it said because it goes against their narrative. Listen to how they react.
You to wring hands
About the only person.
I'm sorry.
The only person who brought this up today, Scott, was Donald Trump. Okay, he was the one who put it on the agenda. He was the one who pardoned all these people. He did not have to do that.
No,
he didn't have to do.
It's always Donald Trump's fault, guys. He reached back. It would have been a great dishonor to the American folks if Donald Trump would have just turned a blind eye to the J6 hostages that were being held wrongfully in prison. I mean, what do you mean he should have just let it go and not done what he did? It's Donald Trump. Like, what? That right there just shows how far out and left field these loonies truly are. Listen to him.
Put it on the agenda. He was the one who pardoned all these people. He did not have to do that.
No,
he didn't have to do it, and he
promised
did it.
he was going to
so
do
when
it.
you talk about looking forward, why isn't he looking forward?
He is looking forward, and I think what he would say is, I'm trying to put this behind us. And Democrats and the media are continuing to try to make this the center of our national political conversation.
I
I'm trying to put this behind us.
Tomorrow, Donald Trump will still talk about him winning the 2020 election and still talk about January 6th.
He's absolutely right. People are sick of the left trying to guilt trip us into believing that supporting Trump is somehow un-American, or that these protesters, which were mostly just salt-of-the-earth people and patriots, that these people are somehow horrible, irredeemable terrorists who deserve to be put in a jail cell with the key thrown away. Supporting the release of these J6 hostages is not un-American at all. It's the right thing to do. But you know what is un-American? Ding, ding, ding. What happened to these J6ers? The way laws were twisted and manipulated by Joe Biden's DOJ, Merrick Garland, to go after these people.
Exactly. They were stretching those statutes paper thin. They weren't, finding folks that had committed crimes. They were literally picking crimes out of the law book and slapping them on folks, going back in history, finding statutes that don't even apply. This Enron statute that they applied to the J6ers was a destruction of federal documents and cases where folks were trying to burn and destroy documents in order to, delay or stop court proceedings. That is not what happened whatsoever. So it just shows you the political nature of it all.
Were twisted and manipulated by Joe Biden's DOJ, Merrick Garland, to go after these people. Again, this is what needs to be reiterated in every single J6 video. They used an Enron-era statute, a total BS law, to jail peaceful protesters. And the Supreme Court ruling on the issue is the only receipt that we need. Voting 6-3, the justices limited the Justice Department's use of a 2002 law that makes it a crime to obstruct an official proceeding. The majority said that the law enacted in response to the Enron Corporation collapse is designed to protect documents and other records and wouldn't apply simply to the act of trying to stop a congressional proceeding. Yet that law was used to hit these people with major felonies in an effort to make an example of them. That's the real scandal. That's what's truly un-American. So miss me with all this faux outrage, please.
Yo, there we have it, guys. The time is quickly approaching. All these bad actors, those folks who played a part in pushing this false narrative on J6, finally going to have to pay for all of their actions, and rightfully so. I mean, how many innocent lives were affected? Over 1,500 folks falsely imprisoned, sat in there without a trial date for how many years? I mean, and this was all political pettiness to get back or stab back at Donald Trump, your opponent. I just don't see how these folks can, like I said, get up there on these national media platforms and try to gaslight, tell these lies even after the fact. The truth has already came out. The nation knows. The nation has spoke out against these folks, and they still get up there to tell those lies as if someone's truly believing them. It's crazy. It's actually crazy to see. It's time for these folks to finally be, held accountable for all their bad actions, the way they abuse their power of their offices, guys. Definitely hop in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. I also want to take this time to give a huge shout out and thanks to all the folks who made it this far in the video. It truly goes a long way with helping us get our message out, push the truth out to more and more folks every day, guys. I'm in the comment section trying to respond to as many folks as possible. So definitely hop in the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next one. We